He's rolling. Hello. Howdy, howdy. It's Friday. Slay the Spire time. We've got still a number of mods. We've got a whole lot of those still in the pocket. And someday Slay the Spire 2 will come. I was talking yesterday about how I would want to do like a ranking of mods, tier list of mods, comparison of mods for the future and for the past. Because I feel like the actual answer is I should have had it as a end of stream thing that I add the newest mod to the list, but I don't have 200 mods backlogged that I've already made the list for. So I think what is going to happen is when we hit Slay the Spire 2, that'll get its own like tier list stuff. And then I'll just have to go back to all the mods we did for Slay the Spire 1. Anyway. So, thank you, Dr. Science, for the sub. And again, thank you, that was a demo for the sub as well. Appreciate both of you. How many mods can you fit into 25 months? Pretty good amount. We generally, like, one a Friday, 4 a month. That's 100, but, like, some Fridays get eaten by new Magic releases. But then, like, Packmaster adds things. Anyway, let's take a look. Today's, Dicey here, is our Gunfire Reborn mod. I'm not familiar with Gunfire Reborn, having played any of it. I've seen folks playing it and heard folks excited about playing it. From my understanding, it's like, what if Borderlands was good and you got to play as a little furry bat? I don't know. That perhaps reductive, but I've not played the title to know. We're going to get to learn today. We have 3 relics. Oh boy, I didn't take a look at that. Well, let's find out what we got. Startup fund. Start a combat, draw an additional card. Start a second turn, gain a click. Okay, so we have an energy on turn 2, and we have an extra card on turn 1. I would trust anybody else's comparison. I've literally never played the game, so like anybody else with better that's played these probably would know better. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Dicey will apply 3 elemental effects: burning, decay, shock. 2 different elemental effects will trigger elemental fusion and remove themselves. Burning plus decay is combustion, burning plus shock is manipulation, decay and shock is miasma. Combustion deals common damage, miasma deals true damage. Okay. So we have fire, acid, and lightning. And if you combine 2 of them, you get a second tier one. Let's just take the first ones first. Burning is start a turn, 4 damage, then reduce burning by 1. I wonder if that's 1 per stack, or if it's just that's how many turns it lasts. Decay is you are slowed for the duration. Okay, that one's simple. So I assume that'll be like decay 2, and then for 2 turns that is slow applied. And then shock is receive 50% more damage from elemental damage. So vuln, but only from this stuff? Okay, combustion blows up the burning. Manipulation gets you buffer better. Oh boy, that's way better buffer. And then true damage to all enemies equal to 15% of the max HP of the enemy, triggering miasma. Ignore any buffs or debuffs is true damage, which is what you expect to be. We have a 3rd relic. Soul of Dicey. After the game starts, several tasks will be listed here. If one of them is completed, the relic will evolve to a higher level relic. Alright. Let's start and kind of see what these look like. Ooh, they're a little buddy. Got a nice hat, nice cloak. Okay. Choose one of the following tasks to complete. After completion of the task, this relic will evolve into a higher level relic. we either play 20 element damage cards, play 20 orb cards, or apply 120 block to enemies. Okay, that implies our main mechanics. Let's take a look at the deck. Strike. Wow, we got a lot of... Okay, so we got strikes. It's gone. We got defense. It's shield. 4 strikes, 3 defense. Apply 4... deal 4 elemental damage. Apply an elemental effect, which switches types each turn. So this is going to swap between, I think, the basic effects, the shock, the burning and decay, and we'll apply those on use. Apply 2 of them on the upgrade. Energy Orb, which is a bad Iron Wave. Okay, it's a starter card. That is a bad Iron Wave. It's still more effective than, like, it's 8 points, so, like, as a starter card, I think it's fine. And then, Deflection Shield. You and the target both gain 5 blocks. So, again, there's a lot of different types of starting decks that we've seen over the years of doing this. This is one of the more straightforward ones, where we're previewing all mechanics, and we're giving you an in on all 3. Because, like, especially on the soul here, we have element damage, high. We have block application, high. And we have orb cards, which I thought was going to be cards that generate orbs. I'm starting to believe that this is just going to be cards with orb in the name. I'll just take the common relic. Alright. Starting up. Yeah, there's orbs and then there's orbs. Take this side. We could take the burning elite, but that cuts off a double elite, and I'd rather have a bit more of a choice here. Do something like this. Some fights in the back to deck improve. These might be a little bit of a jump, but we'll see what... Yeah, hopefully these two give us some pieces to work with for our first elites. And we have, like, fire in between. So, Hexaghost is our... Okay. Alright. Well, let's start it off. So we get 6 cards to open. Gun. Okay. Energy Orb, stun an enemy and deal some damage. Deflections take 90% damage from far away. Okay, you're talking about, like, actually in Gunfire. That's all good to know. Okay, we can go... Oh, it even tells you. That's actually really cute. Look at this. Deal 4 elemental damage, apply 1 shock, next turn, burning. So, like, we get the intel. So, like, if I want to hold off to be burning, we can do that. Okay, so now we have a Burning Talisman, and it'll be Decay next time. So now it's on fire. Take some shots. Apply some block, because it matters. I wonder... I'm guessing this is going to upgrade based on which of the paths we follow, and maybe give us an effect in that. Bam, bam. Alright. Heavy Shield. You and the target gain 8 block, then eat all block from the target. Okay. So this is a big defend that, like, is also the baseball eater. Deal 4 damage to a random enemy twice. If it hit the same enemy, hit him a 3rd time. Okay, so it's 2 hits, and it can be 3 if you're single target or you're lucky. Deal 8 damage. If the last card played this combat was element damage, this becomes a kick, basically. This is a drop kick, sort of. Interesting. Yeah, we'll hit on the bingo card for that. So this is better defend. Right now our deck is 3 defends, so I want to have another... Actually, it's 4 defends with the other block getting off guard. We only have 1 elemental. I'm going to take the heavy shield right now. We don't have a shot. I'd have to turn off immediately. I will... Was that regret? I don't like regret. We'll take the HP. Sometimes you just take the health. It's fine. Hey, and we get to spend it. Ow. Ow. And we get to spend it. Fine. Okay. So we've got heavy shield. So this is shock, which is more elemental damage. We want it on burning if we can. This is like blamp, blamp. And then that eats all the block. Okay. So we're on burning now. We can just go burning, strike, strike, strike. Burning will deal extra. Dragon Chaser, assault rifle that has alt fire bullets will curve to get whatever marked. Heavy shield negates damage and slows on hit. Okay. Oh! Removal. Yoink! Get to eat all your block. It was orb potion. Orb. Alright, I want something offensive. Deal light damage and remove all elemental effects from the enemy. Spend 20 gold, deal 20 damage. If fatal, gain 20 gold. Ha. Like, when I see this, I'm thinking ultra kill, right? Like, where you're just going like ting, 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 and then shooting with the pistol. Deal 15 true damage, or deal 9 true damage and gain an energy. Oh, this is actually like an interesting flexibility bit, where it's like, you can have this be a 2-cost attack or a 1-cost attack, depending on what you need in the turn. Like, if you don't want to pay the extra energy for 6 extra damage or 8 extra damage, you can get the refund on it. The true damages means it doesn't do anything from, like, strength, but it also pierces block and doesn't get weakened. So, like, you have upside, downside on it. I'll take the coin shot. That's expensive as hell, but, you know, it'll probably be killing. God, I don't have a shop. I don't have a shop, but I have 1. I can't even curve off to try to get a shop here, can I? Okay, good. Thank you, Hydrate. I'm gonna pass on this. I can't. I don't believe in the power of our deck at the moment in these fights. Like, we're gonna be spending a bit of gold on this. Deal 6 damage, increased by 4 for each orb you've played. Stun an enemy. Increase the cost of this card by 1. The World Orb. Uh-huh. Sure. Let's spend some gold to get out of this. And we get to play 3 there, which gets us an extra play. Alright. Orb. Alright, 32, so we're okay. We can hopefully kill with the gold. Yeah, we can kill with a trick shot. Thank you, trick shot. Get the refund. Elemental cube. Gain 1 elemental strength. Okay, so this is just... Alright, okay. This gives us a direction. We get a cube. Deal 7 elemental damage, apply 1 decay to all enemies. Deal 6... If your energy is even... Whoa. Even. Numbers that can be divided by 2, such as 2, 4... Okay, hold on. Okay. You gotta tell me about 0. What do you mean? Deal 10 damage if this card kills an enemy, gain 2 in Echo. Looks like killing enemies is a running thing with this. Echo when played at a copy of... Oh! Okay, so like, this like grabs a second copy of it. You play this, kill a thing, get another thing, kill a thing, get another thing. I'm gonna take the Porcupine, because we have reasons to want elemental damage, and this is also an area attack. Orbs could come up on the list, that's true. I agree with that. Alright, let's take some smithing looks. Talisman goes to 2 on its application. Energy Orb gets a little bit more useful. Deflection Shield goes to 8. Maybe Shield goes to 12. Coin Shot going to 28 is also pretty wild. Decay is slow for 2 turns, and the second turn of slow is pretty real. I think there's a couple different ways you could do orb things, where like things that are like reskinned orbs or things that are orbs, like literally new orbs. I think Coin Shot upgrade is actually really good, and so is the Porcupine, because this applies 2 turns of decay. I'm gonna go with this and then Coin Shot next. I'm gonna go with that one specifically because it's AoE, and if we get triple, yeah, we can do some real nice stuff here. Alright, Porcupine. Ooh, Coin Shot. Can Coin Shot kill this turn? Oh! Huh. This deals the damage to 1, but applies the decay to all. Okay. I suppose I didn't quite... It's fine. So we can go... Kill. Take a block. Okay. So yeah, I could have done that opposite Lee to get some extra damage in there, but I think we're okay. Let's go. Bonk, bonk. Yeah, I'm not as happy on that card not being a cleave, but I'm still okay with it. So there's the slow applied. I want to go deflection shield, remove all, and then play this to trigger the letter opener, because that's better area damage. Then we can get this with 3 skills, perhaps. Oh, we still have the slow applied. Okay, well. Okay, taking a little bit of lumps here, but that's okay. Like, that's the happenstances and bosses, so. Oh, we can, hold on. We can coin. Blink. Okay, Blood Vial, make up for... At the start of your turn, gain 2 elemental strength. So we have our form here in the magazine. Exhaust Echo, apply 1 weak, gain 3 block. If the enemy has weak, trigger this card twice. But Echo means you get to replay it. Vigor Orb. This is a grenade launcher. Okay. So this orb is free, but you get energy on the next turn. And if you upgrade it, it becomes a ritual. Okay. It might only exhaust an Echo because they only want you to keep one. Like the way Echo works, they don't want your deck to be full of Frenzied Sharks. We're about halfway on all of our things. I want... The elemental damage is what we seem to be moving towards, but I don't have great payoffs for it right now. Hard to afford a form on floor 1. Hard to Vigor Orb on a... I'm gonna take the orb. The orb is interesting. 10 HP. I'm gonna grab the key here. We'd be fine with that HP, but like I want to make sure that I don't have to use that later. All right, so Vigor Orb's up. That didn't hit normally. Elemental damage doesn't do... Okay. Interesting. Okay. Elemental damage is not like attack damage. It's something... That's why it needs its own strength, I assume. So we can go this. Oh, we did the combo there. That was decay plus fire, so it blew up. Concealed ammo. Exhaust. Can throw concealed ammo at a monster. At the start of its turn, it takes 4 damage and increase damage by 1. Throw it on another monster when it dies. So this is just like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a counting up. Deal 6 damage to all enemies. Start your next turn, deal the same damage to all enemies. And then this is large orb. Deal 8 to all enemies. We have seen in the past some mechanics where they don't work as attack damage, so like thorns don't trigger and some of the weirder things don't work. This one using true damage as a thing and elemental strength, I understand why it's that way, because it wants it to be distinct from normal damage, which then lies on its own little... This is the Captain Falcon burn that kept counting up. Large orb? We could go in on more orbs. Try to get enough orbs. I'll take an orb. Alright. I think the upgrade I said here was going to be coin shot so that it kills more often. I want that to be able to kill a lot. Are we getting a combat here? No, we get away from it. I will lose 11 HP here for that. Okay. 38 against Hexaghost. We should be going to 44 in the long term. Oh boy. Orb. Taking a bit of a lump here because I can't split the orb. We're gonna have a ton of energy on the next turn. I want to upgrade this. I want to like see what that gets to on the upgrade. All right, Porcupine. We get to go shield, deflecting shield, and then kill. Coin shot 2. Ooh, bloody drill. Deal 5 damage. Gain 5 block. If the last card played was Argus, deal 30 true damage to all enemies. Argus, draw 1 card. If the last card played was Rainbow, deal 30 true damage to all enemies. Okay. This is a combo piece. Also, we just have poison. Flat poison. Bloody drill is a sniper that inflicts bleed and pierces. Okay. I'm tempted to pick this just to try to get the setup, but I don't, like, I assume Argus is a card we also get to pick. I also don't agree on Coin Shot 2. We probably spend our money way too quick with that, even if we could just spend our money and be... This seems interesting. Because poison isn't like a plan we've seen. Excuse me. I'm not as excited by it. Okay, what was Shock plus Decay? Shock plus Decay is Miasma, which is... Okay. I think we're just gonna... This will be Burning next turn, which is... Combustion, so it'll blow up. Okay. Seven incoming. Burning. So Burning will blow up. Yeah, it does the 8. It blows up all your fire immediately. Let's play our orb. Wow, we're real... I have not picked any one of these. We are at almost the exact same percent on all of them. Wide power. Double orb. Select an enemy, and then turn will take... Okay. Gain 6 block, deal 6 elemental damage, apply 1 shock echo. Okay, this is a much better card than our starting orb. Because the shock applies to its own thing, it gives its own vuln. That's actually really good. I'm really excited by that. Because this is... So shock is elemental vuln, and we're elemental damage here, and we get to pick up... This is basically every card we play is Iron Wave, right? Because we get to get an Iron Wave from the Iron Wave. Okay, this is going to be a little awkward. We're healing at a really awkward health total here. Blood Vial is actually going to be detrimental. The way that turn 2 of Hexaghost works, turn 1 is a fade. Turn 2 is 6x 6 hits, and for every 12 health you have, an extra point of damage. So at 12, under 12 it's 1x6, under 24 it's 2x6, under 36 it's 3x6. Because we're going to heal up to 37, that means that the turn 2 is going to be 4x6 on turn 2. So I'll probably want to use Gambler's Brew to like ensure we find some of our more powerful blocking tools. Probably want to make one of those more powerful. Yeah, this is a good time to go over character mechanics. This is actually one of the best places to look at it. The soul of Taizi here, our character, wants us to complete a task, and then this relic will level up. The tasks are the 3 main mechanics we've seen, with some more stuff involved, but these are kind of the things. Elemental damage, I'll talk about that in a moment. Is a separate type that applies some things. Orbs are cards that have orb in the name, and block to enemies is something we do on some of our cards where we like give them block and we eat the block. None of these are like really big mechanics. You can see a lot of these cards are very basic. A lot of the pieces that we work with, that it's like, okay, well, where's the complexity come in? Hi. Elemental bits is where the complexity comes in. Talisman here flickers between 3 elements: fire, acid, like flame, acid, and shock, electric. Flame is 4 damage ticking down every turn. Shock is 50 is vuln for elements, and decay is just slow as on. Why do we care about it? We've been using it to remove block that's been added for other things. We have not seen a card that, like, cares about it. So... Anyway, I'm gonna upgrade... Deflecting Shield or Heavy Shield? Honestly, the Star Devourer is probably the actual upgrade. Even though it's only +2, this is a card I plan on playing a bunch. Alright, let's take some heat. We're probably completing a quest in this fight, too. Maybe spending some cash. Sad to see Star Devourer in the hand here. Well, not actually. So the thing about Star Devourer is that it gives us an outlet for an infinite amount of energy, right? So, like, having Star Devourer in hand, assuming Echo cards Echo. I don't know if that's true. We're going to find out here. Okay. Echoed cards do indeed echo. Echo cards are... Yeah, this isn't Echo... Like, when I think Echo, I think Hearthstone Echo. Where, like, you could play the card infinitely for that turn and then it goes away. Does not look like it goes away. Calipers. This is the card I wanted in our opener for... Okay, 4x6, 24. How bad is our opener for this? Terrible. Let's drop a ton of this. I can keep the energy orb. Okay, we got some block in here. That's what I was looking for this turn. Alright. Yeah, generally cards that work like that, infinitely played, have an exile effect. I remember the Fisherman had one that wasn't. That was like, you could just play it as much as you wanted. I will spend 20 gold to throw 28 damage at my foe here. We're gonna... I think we're gonna level it on elements, because we're probably gonna draw into Star Devourer, and that's gonna finish this. Oh, I ate it all. Ooh. I'm not gonna remember the combo bits, but we did a miasma for hitting for true damage there. Okay. Soul of Element. Gain 2 elemental strength, choose one of the following tasks to complete, and this will level up. If completed at the same time, prioritize the first task. Okay. So now that we did this on element, we get to, well, we have +3 element strength just starting. Okay. Our deck is now, like, really defined. If we would have went orbs, I'm sure orbs would have been really defined in a different way, too. Okay. Yeah, I like that, like, this, so the amount of time on this actually is a really, I think, smart choice, because it popped when we got to Act 1 boss, and that means, like, you have time to kind of take time to define what your build wants to be, and the starting deck has all 3 types. It has Block Generate, it has Orb, and it has Talisman. So... like, you could build, and now we want to remove some of the weaker orb cards because they're not going to help us. Ooh, if we can get one of our remove block cards. Or we don't have to. It's time. Ding. Dicey is less of a character name, more of a title. In Gunfire Reborn, this character uses the English translation for that title, Crown Prince. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate all you folks with the info from Gunfire Reborn. I don't know the game, so whatever. Hey, hold on. All right, hold on. We've gotten the correct cards. We just have to figure out what we want to do now. Whenever you play an elemental damage card, draw a card, which is clearly ridiculous. Overconsumption, which is gain 3 elemental strength and strength, lose 1 at the end of turn for 3 turns. So this is like 3 turns of good strength. And elemental chain is doing the fusion stuff, which I haven't been like looking at. That's been hard for me to follow, just because it's a lot of that's where all the mental space is over there. I think I like advanced depot. Advanced depot shoot from reserves first, spending more ammo. Okay. Yeah, okay. We need some more elemental damage stuff, but it means we can, like, cycle closer to getting Star Devourer back, which is the most powerful card we have. Alright, we gotta do some removal. Ooh. A 7-card Pandora's? I don't hate it. Like, let's assume that, like, things are 1/3 orb, 1/3 element, like, 1/3, like, block, and then we've seen some more generic stuff. We can recover enough from it. It might give, honestly, I want more. If I can get 2 elemental damage cards out of it and, like, a defending piece, I'll be happy. Let's do it. Alright. Gain 2 elemental strength, sure, in flame. You and all enemies gain 10 block. For every 1 card played this turn, increase this card's cost by 1. So this asks you to do it early. Okay. Generosity, when you apply block to enemies, you gain the same block. If you already have generosity, you know, from another card named Generosity. Sure. We have another rainbow, no Argus. Pupil. Apply 2 shocked all enemies, shuffle a stare into your draw pile. That's an incredibly good card for us because of the cycling that we have. The World Orb is a stun that makes it cost 1 more every time you play it. Doesn't exhaust. And Blade Orb is 6 damage increase for each orb you've this is wow, Blade Orb is an incredible orb payoff. That's a really strong orb payoff. Okay, I think we got 2 block cards back, 3... 1 attack, and it's some interesting pieces. I think this is worth it. There's still some pieces I want to remove now that are a little more generic, and I want to move towards playing on the orb plan, or on the orb plan, on the elemental. Wow, is that 4 elites? I'm so sorry, Black Star. I'm so sorry, Black. I'm so sorry, Black Star. I'm so sorry, Black Star. I'm so sorry. Okay, we got to take a lot of fights for this, but it's 4 elites. Probably the shop, actually. It's a lot of fighting. Okay, so we get to start with Vigor Orb. And then Angelic Aura is oh, I should have played that first. I see. What if that's my turn? Okay, this is just us going wild with Star Devourer until the end of days? Yeah, this is just Star Devourer until the end of days. Calipers would be fine. Calipers would be like, okay. Calipers would be like, I'd be like, okay with Calipers. Deal 8 damage if the last card was elemental damage. This card costs 0 and draws a card. Sure. We don't have a ton, but that is like a freebie if we're on and we want to be on elemental damage, so. I just need to find more elemental damage pieces is really the biggest. I don't hate generosity with a lot of the block cards being generating block for the opponent in that way. Angelic Aura has to be played first, but we're not going to play it this... So... Angelic Aura is interesting. I like that it asks you to play it first, and then, like, you want to have a way to remove the block or use the block, like Generosity. Star Devourer. Dragon Chase. Star Devourer. Star Devourer. Okay. Alright, we're getting close. We're probably going to be on the elemental damage rather than the effect from this. Demon Lord, deal 10 elemental damage, deal increased damage for each one-time Demon Lord played this turn. This is just a strike. This is just an upgraded strike with some extra text if you're playing heavier into it. I don't know that I want a strike in the deck. This turn, it's not even like 11, 12, 13. I'm gonna pass on that. This seems like a card you want to go after. I think it hits multiple times, but we only have one demon. Well, you'd have to go in on it, and I don't feel like I want to at this stage in our build. All right. I want to find some shops. I want to do a little bit of removals. I will take this. Sweet. Armless. Feel good about passing now on the other side of things. Could Angelic Aura to start? Yeah, that's fine. And then we go... Draw... Want to find an Argus. Dealing 55 elemental effects before dealing 30 instances of elemental damage seems like a pretty tall ask. I think you have to build towards that very specifically if you want to do that. We have cards that do it. Like, obviously we're ahead on it, but like, you know, a Pupil here is one of them that does it. I can't believe how powerful Star Devourer is. Yeah, we, like, obviously we're... The world? Sa, water do. Yeah, Pupil hands it back off. Yeah, Porcupine's like the main way you would do it, right? Because it hits multiple... That's actually the main way you would do it, is from that. Maybe that's why it only hits one enemy. Overconsumption, Justice. At the end, select an enemy at the end of turn, apply for burning once. Okay. So this is 16 damage over 4 turns, and it works with the explosion more. If we were going for the effect, that'd be correct. Remote detonator, sticky grenade launcher. And yes, it's a lizard. Good. Generosity... Do I want a second copy of Generosity? We already have one. Basically, this means, like, a second Generosity just gains you a bunch of extra Again, I'm going to pass here. The size of the deck is something I'm a little worried about, and I want to make sure we have the element stuff that we're like working towards. That feels really important to me. We're gonna take a little bit of damage here. You can have some block. Take a little bit of a lump. We heal it off with the blood vial, so like 6 damage isn't really anything real. We got big energy this turn. Oh wow. Let's go ahead and throw up the. I don't need to throw up the depot. You know, I'm kind of thinking about it. Like, this card is very funny because, like, at the end of the day, the card I want to draw is Star Devourer, right? We're at 16, so we're going to get it in a fight or two. Wheel Saw, true damage, okay. Wheel Saw upgrade is neat. I will take a duplication potion. Alright, first fight. This is where we're going to upgrade our Soul of Element. Using 2 Star Devourers is better than that power, but if we draw the power when we don't have Star Devour, it draws our deck quicker, which gets us to Star Devour later faster, is the idea. That's basically what's going on there. We're going to spend wide power potion, I think, here. Because we don't have a good start. Yeah, not great. We have health to spare for that, but more zero cost to get infinite with draw and Star Devourer, clearly. Alright. So we gain 1,000,000 elemental power here, and there's Star Devourer. Let's be killing. Alright. Soul of Element 1. Upon pickup, add 2 God's Rage in your deck and in your hand. What the hell? Oh my god. Oh. Now we're committed on the play, and I wonder if all of these are that powerful. Like, the payoffs on these all must be, like, really cool. You know, like, the block stuff maybe giving you, like, ways to be eating through that, or having, maybe, more piercing stuff. Angelic Aura, weak. Yeah, all of them, like, ask you for some specific hoops, so... I'm gonna add a shark. Alright, we need to be removing cards from this deck, because, like, we have clearly powerful things, we need to be drawing them a lot more often. Like, we start with +6 element strength. So, like, defense is one of the things I care most about gaining for the future. We also have an energy relic from this. God dang. Yeah, this felt like one of the more straightforward hoops. I think all three of the starting hoops are easy. It makes me wonder. This is a class that has some nice replay value with the power of like what the element stuff would be, right? Like, what does this look like on the block time? What is the on the orbs? Rainbow. We have enough rainbows. The element has an elemental effect. Add a burning bullet to the hand. It is elemental damage, and it gives a little burn. I want the Argus. We haven't seen the Argus at all. Crimson Fires. So this is... Nah. I want card draw. I want some of our more powerful effects. I also want some defense, I think. That's what we're missing. I'm excited to see what, like, the class looks like in full. Okay. Deal elemental damage, and then draw the card off that. Yeah, sure. Aura. That's a full block for 4. Worth it. It's fine. So what's Shock plus Decay? Shock plus Decay is Miasma, so if I do this... That does a bunch of extra damage, and then we kind of get to keep reapplying it. Yeah, I can't kill with that. There we go. Singing Bowl? Like to see that because we are actually passing on cards a little more here. Heal 12 damage if Fatal, heal 3 HP. Sure, on Fatal is a pretty good... Oh, and here's one of the ways you would be... If we were trying to do... the question was like, how do we get elements that aren't damage and stuff like this? This actually applies... Wait, hold on. What's Burning Decay? So this just applies Combustion, because this blows up instantly, right? You apply that, and then you apply the Decay, and then it blows up. Anyway. Hell. Finally. You know, I don't know that that does anything, because strength is not elemental strength, but you know. Okay, I think I'm going God's Rage. Try to play like that. Worst Shurikens ever been, yeah. Okay. So we get the weak in the pocket there. We get our orbs, and now we've got... Oh boy. So we got Vigor Orb. We can shoot you with the coin. And then we go... Well... Okay. Yeah, this is still 16. That strength doesn't do anything for non-attacks. It does make our coins do stronger stuff. Retreat! Sure. Tiger Cannon, deal. Gain 3 frail. Sure, we'll take the health off that. I could take the block off that too. That wouldn't have been bad. Alright, finally a shop.
You want it?
Ooh. Wait a minute. Hey, what? The big hippo's a minigun. 10 times, you say. Deals 10 damage. Oh, Scorching Rounds. Deal burning if you get a fusion draw. I like Ice Cream. Bottled Lightning puts a skill in our opener. Do we have a skill that I'd want in the opener? What do I want to remove from this deck? Large Orb. Some of the non-elemental, honestly, I don't think I care about Elemental Rage either. I think it's like this. I'm like, I want to find the Arguses for these rainbows, but like, more importantly, I want to find some card draw for them. Yeah, I just don't care about Elemental Rage, especially when I have God's Rage around. The 3-cost power. World Orb isn't a power, is what makes... I think this is still worth it because it's a stun, and stun is, like, stupidly strong.
You want it?
I'm also thinking about the big hippo because it's pretty easy for us to shuriken in this deck. If we get any strength, this is like 20, 30, 40. Which I realize is competing with, like, this. Right? Like, you got Spoon. How does Big Hippo upgrade?
You want it?
14 times on the hits. Okay. Spoon is, like, because it makes Start of Hour not exhaust half the time, and then we just draw a billion of them later. I think games don't go that long. You know? I think that's really powerful if we were, like, cycling our deck 3 times, maybe twice. I don't think we do that. I think I'm going to go with Ice Cream and a removal. I don't think I'm going to believe in Big Hippo, but I'm going to laugh at Big Hippo and think that this is actually a really cool card.
It's yours, my friend.
I'm going to get rid of anything that's not... Honestly, I think it's like a Large Orb or Elemental Rage. I just don't, like, I don't care about Inflame when I have 2 more Inflames on powers. If we get Necronomicon, God, these get better. Generosity is cool because, like, we have, like, 5 cards that apply for it. Yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of Elemental Rage. I know it's an Inflame, but, like, we're kind of beyond Inflame.
You want it?
I am beyond Strength. Let's go. We got 115. We'll keep that in the pocket. No, I'm not letting you take that turn. That sounds dumb. Actually, we're playing Ice Cream math now, you have to remember, so... God's Rage? Oh, right! Elemental damage doesn't trigger the block on that. Dragon Chaser, field support. Hey, hold... Hello? You know, I was gonna pick Dragon Chaser, but, like... We've seen this on a couple cards before where they, like, auto-tutor, and they were some of the most powerful things we could possibly play with. Yeah, this is innate that keeps working as time goes on. I will take that. We don't care about Flex Potion at all, because Strength doesn't do what we want. Dex Potion is actually more effective for us. Field Sport is a buff that gets better the more people have Field Sport. Okay. Well, I could just get 5 bites if I wanted to bite. Yeah, the thing is, like, if it's in our opener, it's a Flash of Steel, right? Like, the worst case is that it's one of the best neutrals. So. Alright. I think I've got you all under control. Let's see how this plays. I probably want a Generosity into Angelic Aura. And then, like, God's Rage somebody or something like that. Make Shuriken better, which it also pays off Shuriken. Alright, let's do this. Angelic Aura, that gives us the block for the round. Nah! I should probably spend a potion to just get a kill on one of you. Potions are for spending. I don't know if this will kill. 14, and then the next hit will be 21, which is 35 versus 36. But there's a slow as well, which is going to make the next one... Wait, no, hold on. Decay plus Shock is Miasma, so that'll blow up. Which is bad, because then I won't have Shock applied. Okay. Because the 50% is better than the 15%. It's fine. Whatever. 3 skills plus the letter opener won't kill you. Orb. Okay. Small lumps. We shuffled a good elemental damage card in our deck. We have 1,000,000 energy for anything. Okay. Tiger. Apply 2 vuln to all enemies and they lose 1 strength, 2 strength. Cursed Orb. Interesting. Tiger Cannon's really good. I mean, for the damage, that frail is a little awkward. What do we have for the upgrade here? What's the upgrade on World Orb? -1 on its cost. Blade Orb is +6 on its upgrades. God's Rages go to 45. Oh my god. Alright. Ooh! Okay. That gets a lot better when this isn't shuffling the card into the deck, it's just playing it. Advanced Depot also on the upgrade is something I've been thinking about because this upgrade, it makes it 1, and that's a card I'd want to play. Rather than a card I feel like gets stuck in our hand too often. Okay, we have some good upgrades looking around here. Argus has to show up. I'm gonna get this down so it's playable. With 4 energy and 1 cost on that, that should be a lot easier for us to find a slot for. God, field support's just not real. I'm not playing Angelic Aura this turn because we're immune. So... Well, okay. Burning plus shock is manip. So now we have a buffer. I want another way to deal shock. I think there was a note on this that said Runic Pyramid isn't in the pool for this class. If I remember what I was reading right. I'll have to double check that. Let me pull up my Steam mods info. Workshop. Gunfire. No, I was thinking of a different mod. Okay. I know I was looking at a mod that had that text, but it wasn't this one. This one's text is like the entirety of the text for this is very small. Yeah, I wonder what one I was looking at then, because it wasn't this one. This one has lists 33 new relics, but I'm guessing the Soul of Element upgrades actually account for a lot of those. Yeah, I'll define what I was looking at before. Not bothering to, like, set up weak on there. Anyway, we have ice cream, so remember that's always huge. Nice try. The world? Try again next time. The world, by the way, with our energy ice cream is actually kind of busted. My hand is too full, huh? Curiosity box. Choose a card in hand, add a copy of that with exhaust to your hand. Okay. Stun effects are usually busted. That's true. This is cute. Gain 15 block, deal true damage equal to your current block. Oh. Oh, this is the... Here's one of the cool payoffs for, like, the defensive side of things. Curiosity box is 1 of 3 random bullshit scrolls. Goshawk, slow, high damage, crossbow. Hexagon is an assault rifle to deploy a shield. I don't hate Hexagon. Okay. I hit every button on my headset when I went to sneeze. Yeah, I'll pick up Hexagon. We build a lot of block. Hexagon is a payoff for all the blocking in from Tower Devour. It's true. It's real. It's correct. 255 bucks, 255 trucks. We got... Wow, I could take this lane here, but it's 5 fights in a row for triple elite. I could take a much... True damage, by the way, one of the things about true damage is that it pierces... It pierces block, so it's a payoff for the block handing off plan, too. I think this. Grab this, remember that. How much money am I gonna have? I might... I like this line better. True damage for the ghost? If I have like 300 bucks, I'll take that. Okay, so if I go... Let's just watch here. So we're gonna go... Angelic Aura. Hexagon. And that pierces the block. Yeah. It pierced the block. That wasn't optimal, but like I wanted to do that to show off that functioning. I love drawing this stupid card. Wild Hunt, if you... Nah, these are all pretty basic. We got a lot of nice tools for different decks, but we know what our deck is, so we're not picking those tools as much. Oh, am I immune to spikers? Like... No! Because they care about when attacked, not when dealt damage. There are differences. Okay. Nobody's attacking me this turn. We'll do this. Overcome the block. Genesis. Exhaust Ethereal. Choose one of 3 random cards from your deck, excluding Genesis. Add an unupgraded copy into your deck. Like, I assume from all caps, we're like actually adding it up here? Target gains 5 block, draw 2 cards, cost 1 less this combat. Yeah, all caps deck. And then, oh, we're seeing some of the payoffs here for all of the block stuff. This becoming 0 is a lot more powerful. Cost 1 less this combat. I like draw 2 cards. I'm gonna pick up the Scalpel to see how it plays. I'm just gonna take the 2 here, I know. Yeah, this bot has a lot of plans. Ooh! Yeah! What do you want? What do we want to hand you? We'd hand you Blade Orb? We don't have a lot of orbs. Like, Blade Orb is a rare, we get the thing for it. That's a pretty free thing to hand off. Large orb, something I want to hand off too, but I'd rather hand off something big. There's our health. 10 HP. We have a lot of health. Thank you, spirits. Okay, and a fight. I'm fine with the fight here. Vigorb. Field support. God Rage. The world? Try again next turn? Like, I don't know. Okay. I did have to try. We can do this, though. You have 5 block, I get the block, and I get the draw. Apply a little bit of weak. That's good enough. I like that card. So I think this is a really interesting Echo card, the Frenzied Shark, because it's like it's a very heavily defensive card, but you have to commit to it. Whereas, like, I'm gonna be real with you, our main weapon feels like we're going all in on the Star Devourer. I'm like, with our, it's an Iron Wave, but like we have ways. It's doing 16. It's doing like we do so much damage with it. Specifically, the payoff on the Element Soul. 12 block removal block. It seems like it's one of the power pieces for this plan in particular. So, like, we're definitely using it for its intended purpose. Do I want Heavy Shield number next? I think I just want the health. I'm just gonna keep taking the health, and we're gonna like. We also have a lot of things that pay it out. The ice cream, like just a lot of bits like that. Generosity plus Angelic Aura. I see 27 incoming, and if I have a button that just lets me like ignore that, I'm gonna take it. If only we could find calipers. Yeah. I'm really interested to see where the soul, so that's a tough thing. You mentioning like the soul is incredibly strong and the cards aren't dialed down for it, because you don't get your finished soul until like halfway through Act 2, right? So if like you dial everything down, then like Act 1 is gonna be like the worst feeling thing in the world, right? And like so it's tough. Doing that is the way to kill. I think, like, we're seeing things on a higher power band because of that. We're definitely Star Devouring a ton. Effect Potion. Deal X elemental damage X time. Deal 6 element and apply X burning. Okay. Steal. Damn, I like all these. I kind of like the ammo belt most, because I feel like this deck wants... Energy with... The energy generation with Ice Cream's obviously huge. Like, this card is the freest free to free. Yeah. Alright, it's time to find out about true damage, y'all. Oh, it's in the opener? No! Well. We definitely have the fight. I just wanted to be able to do the true damage thing. That's all. I know we could have done a bunch of damage there, but, like, I'd rather have the weakened active because the 45. What if you don't take an action, huh? One. I'm just sort of like doing things here. Oh, there we go. High start of hour. You know, Sadistic would be really powerful with this class, right? Hello? Yeah, I feel that, like, having mods at different power bands is a thing that, like, is fine. Like, especially when the mod has its own way of generating ways you might want to be replaying it in a different way with the orb upgrades. There's a lot of replayability based on, like, okay, well, what about the orb plan? What about specific different types like that? And you can still have a fun time, you know, maybe pushing the throttle a little more on, like, ascensions as well. Effective split is gain 2 scrolls, you cannot discard those scrolls. Yeah, sure. Alright, take the key. Take the key. Gunfire Reborn is very much a power fantasy kind of game, so the mod being on that makes sense. We're not being attacked. Yep, we are we got a little cat ears tail. Elemental damage draws. Give you shock. Coins at you, you die. And then give you the block, we draw some cards. Stare. Porcupine, that's enough. Crown Princess cat boy? Okay. Overwhelming orb. Lose your block, deal damage equal to your block lost to all enemies, return half your block. Okay, so this is body slam, but you like spend the block, but the difference between body slam, which just is like hit them and you don't lose the block, is that this is AoE. That's its upgrade, right? So another rainbow. I'm just gonna we're just gonna have so much health. Fairy to bottle's worth like 40 health. Yeah, sweet. Thank you. Alright, we get a shop in one of these three, please. I will spend deep on this. Sadistic? Seem like you have synergies in return if that's gaining block. Okay, so we've got... By the way, with the Singing Bowl, this is always worth it because we could spend 10 HP to gain 6 HP. In Gunfire Reborn, every character has skill trees that advance during a run with varying overlap. Okay, so this soul is like replicating the skill tree. That's cute. Let's see. Puff, Panache, Secret Technique. Panache is very funny with our way that we're like feeding things out. Probably Secret Technique. What does Secret Technique tutor? World Orb? There's enough that this is fine. I think I'm willing to take one Panacea and that's it. Pass on the other. Okay, come on. Fight in the shop. Okay. Peculiar chests. Well. I could kick the chest to change the card. Oh. Frenzy. What do we want to double? Obvious answer. Yeah, there's the obvious one. It's unupgraded, but that's fine. What would I be willing to accept? Ammo belt, field support. There's a couple that I would accept outright. I don't want another frenzy shark because I feel like that's a one-of I want. Let's kick the chest a little bit. Vigor orb. Oh. No, we can't find an Argus because this is showing us copies of cards we have. Vigor Orb with Ice Cream is like super free. Oh no, it has Genesis. Hold on, maybe that's not just cards we have. We don't have a Genesis. Target gains 6 true block. Okay, I think we're gonna do a little bit more rolling and then we're gonna leave. I'll take advanced depot. I want to upgrade that, obviously. Not being able to play the Vigor Orb is a bit of an annoyance there. True block. Block true damage? And Hexagon. Another draw potion. Elemental. If you only damage, remove all elemental effects from the enemy. False damage and false block. That didn't refund. I just had to know. Okay. Oh, I could have dealt. You know what? That's fine. God's Rage on you, draw. Yeah, I want to get one of these down. You know what? Nah, I'm good. I'll pass. I could spend that energy, but like, whatever. Sweet! 180 HP. Ray shield. Element. Ooh! Deal 15 elemental damage, apply 4 elemental effects, swapping each turn. So this is our 3, it looks like. We have acids. You know, we have our acid, our fire, and our electric. The shock, decay, and burning. I'm still not adding things to the deck, but 2 swords in here, traffic controller. You have like Cyber's sword, funny katana, carrot, and the broadsword. Okay. It's funny, I see this fight and I just go like, can we just leave? All right. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Zalber's matter plan. Whenever you gain a block, whenever you play an orb, gain 5 block. Okay, I assume the upgraded text is this top piece, like the card just normally is like gain 8 block. Sure, that's a plan. A card, especially a lot of the orbs are offensive. So, like, to give the offensive plan a defensive piece. Probably want to upgrade this, or we can upgrade the ammo belt. That's better. We can upgrade. Make this better. Oh, we're fighting a Awakened one? Sure, whatever. I'm not terribly worried. Start of hour on turn 1, huh? We don't need to block anything. We have full block right now. You can see how many cards we've played because of Angelic, how much it rates. Yeah, it's a little awkward on an opening draw, but, like, we'll be fine. The letter opener can hopefully just take you out. Set up Generosity, Ammo Belt. And then we go... Hit you. Dragon Chase. Shock and burning is manipulation. Oh, dodge some of the damage. Okay, just remove all that block and then... Take a little bit on the face. Technique with nothing to grab, that's very funny. That'll full block. +3 right now. Talisman retaining is nice. We're probably getting the knockout on this one. Sure. Thanks, Orchelcom. You're helping. Big helping. Alright, round 2. Coming in for 43. No, you're not. Burning. Plus the shock. That gets us the Mesmerize, which is the buffer. Well, let's play the Vigor Orb because it's free to put it in a turn. I think I'm just playing Start of Hour for the rest of the turn, and then... Alright. Will it still reflect? No, it just blocks it. Okay. Secret technique, give me the world. The world. All right, and we're out. All right. And with that, it is time to place your bets. I wonder if, like, that would want to be a spot on the board, like an over-under square. That one feels, I don't know. I feel like I want the squares on the board to be more of a, like, kind of jokey celebration of the funny things we find in mods. I want them to be, like, you know, a little bit of pointing at the screen when we see flexterity. Every time you put it in number, somebody else puts in the same one. Oh, no. Oh, a lot of sniping today. Everybody's got pretty similar ideas. No, put in whatever you think. If you're shot on to where somebody else is sitting, maybe you've got ideas much like them. Getting $1, Bob, is a piece of the bets, you know? Getting $2, Bob, is a piece of the bets. All right, let's see if 951 takes it. Once I also liked cats very much until I met you. 1001? Magic spell, did nobody $1 Bob you? No! Pasty cake. You did! 1001 $1 Bob! Pasty cake, you got it on the exact, just walking in at the end. Perfect shot. Congratulations, Pasty, on the absolutely perfect shot. Incredible. Thank you, Malmet, for gifting out a sub to Pasty Cake. Okay, that's good. Nice shot. All the talk of people coming in and talking about $1 Bob, and then it worked. You never know. Magic spell, you were so close. That 1000. Congrats on both showcases, indeed. All right. Let's take a look at what we got left for our upgrade. Ammo belt is a free upgrade. World orb is a free-ish upgrade. Vigor orb. I feel like World orb is going to be kind of busted. Maybe I just take the pupil upgrade. All right. 280. We don't have enough for top end relics. Ooh, but we got... I'm sorry. Ghost? Is that ghost calipers? No, oh, okay, no. At the end of combat, heal HP lost in the previous round. Okay. Like, so you only heal the HP from the last turn? Whenever you trigger fusion, gain 1 and heal 2? Okay. Oh my god, it's here! Argus! Draw 1 card. It's just cycle. It just cycles. That's all it does. Flag on the play for the repeatable healing. This, yeah, we've got a couple pieces like this we've seen. Elemental fusion isn't something I've been trying to play towards, other than like sometimes I use a burning to get a buffer. I like medkit in this because medkit is pretty damn important. Argus of the remove, I think, is the other. I don't care about either of these because we don't have enough combats for safety measures, and we don't have a. However, elemental bestowment Wait a minute. Hold on. Because that applies shock. Then anything that applies anything that isn't shock triggers fusion, which lets us gain an energy and then replay.
Lamp oil.
Okay. I still think it's probably medkit against the boss. Like, the heart. Like, medkit's so good against the heart. I think we can get Argus and this. I know it's buying a card that just cycles, but like, I want to be able to do it. I value the Argus over the funny combo stuff because I want to be able to try to do the silly Argus stuff. Okay, and then kill, block there. Coin shot we can only use twice. I think we have to have the money, right? Spend. Oh my god, Argus. Rainbow. Alright. Argus. Rainbow. Okay, we got to do the thing. We got to do the thing immediately. Argus is like just cycles for one. It's not very good, but like... Oh my god, Demon Lore. Wait a minute. It is very whelming, it just happened. Alright. Okay. So, turn one. What do we want to do? Ammo belt. Field support. We got Argus in the opener. Let's check the split. A burn talisman? Argus, Rainbow. Set up that. Let's get the burn talisman up. I want to put up a couple copies of Shark. You have burning on. We could put on shock with the burn, and then we get a miasma. Okay. Haven't found something I want to double up yet on. All right, here's a bunch of problems. Okay. I have to... Do I pass? Because we have a buffer. We would just flip 45 at them and fade the turn. Ice cream means not having to say we're sorry for it. Sure. We get a burning talisman, which lets us reapply that. The world. All right. The world. And then, start of hour. Spend that. Spend the stair. We get through the days. Let's get the decay on, so that'll burn. 112 for the burn? Oh my god. Argus? Rainbow. Slime. That'll get some damage in. The Frail lowering what we hand to the enemy is very funny, and it makes that other card that gives us Frail an interesting piece. Yeah, this is what a hand looks like, right? I'm in. I burned my buffer for that. We're burning it regardless, right? Angelic. Draw? Talisman goes. Chaser goes. Secret technique to go grab the world? The world? Okay, so we can go Decay on enemies, God's Rage. I probably should be using the potion a little more effective, like front-loadedly. Okay. The world orb is back. All right. Keep on pulling in the world. Shock. Dragon Chaser. And then we got the miasma. Well, you can get your wish. Oh, and it's got an art. Got some locations, little desert, little snow encampment, little temple. Okay. Yeah, we definitely were rolling in this one. That was a fun one. this one really, I like the Soul of the Element, like, giving you, like, the way that it incentivizes you to build in a direction, right? Like, it gives you a payoff for what you're doing, and then, like, wants you to kind of, like, the plans, like, don't have as much direct overlap because you wanted more specialize, which is, like, a good and a bad thing. But we have a lot of generic cards, too. First, second, and fourth stages of 4. Okay. A lot of guns. Saw a lot of these. But yeah, this one having frail, meaning it's the one that hands off block with the Angelic R and stuff. Yeah, most mods definitely do that, where it's like plans you want to specialize into, but this one, like, eases you into it and wants you... It's giving you direction to do so, right? It gives you a payoff that you can see directly that's like... Formula in front of my eyes, Slyo in the corner, just maths, doing all the maths. Sure. Exhaust, gain 2 strength and elemental strength if your HP is not less than half, otherwise heal 5. The bluff buff. We saw Big Hippo. There's also a number of, like, really fun design stuff. The Big Hippo is hilarious, especially when strength isn't as strong in this. Strength doesn't have the same value in this mod because, like, elemental stuff doesn't use it, but this gives you a reason to want it, right? There's a couple side plans like that, or, like, mini games like to go towards, like Argus and Rainbow. I like having those within a class as, like, ways to get you to branch out a little bit. Deafening Mortar, Double Caliber, Split, Elemental Dart, Element Sword, Fire Dragon, Field Sport, nuts. Oh yeah, that did have it on the base. Your next orb is double played. There's also a big class, by the way. I think there's more cards than of the 75. Hell. True Block. Ignores any buffs and debuffs such as Dex or free. Yeah, right, it's True Block. Sure. Streamline. Lightning Blast. Apply Shock. Lose your block. Ooh, this is a lot worse on the non-upgraded. I like this upgraded. I'm not sure I like it unupgraded, spending all your block that way. Shield Orb. Oh, okay. That's nice. That's a good crossover. Apply Burning. Small Orb. Alright, give me... That's an alarm bell on the Small Orb upgrade there. That's a... Pot of Greed. Start of Hour. Cute. Choose one, gain 14 block, deal 14 all enemies. If the... This has Dead On? We have a card with Dead On, and it's wildly strong dash if it's Dead On. The Hermit class, the unofficial 5th class from Downfall. Deal 5x3 and add a Rainwater to your hand. Rainwater twice and add a Sting to your hand. The Sting is the one we were using. Okay. Beginning of Spring. It's not quite Dead On because center needs it to be like, oh, only valid for odd numbers in hand. Sure. So it's actually weaker than Dead On. Dead On is like, if there's 6 cards, it can be 3 or 4. It's more precise Dead On. This is, okay, one thing I also want to say is that the payoff cards are really interestingly powerful. Like, Blade Orb is one that actually, like, is like your end goal for orbs in a really strong way. We didn't do with fusion stuff, but we saw fusion does some wild stuff against high health enemies. The heart took like 112 damage from Miasma. At the start of your turn, play an energy orb. Or 2 energy orbs. Shrieker. Cute. Hexagon. Overconsumption. Yeah, I would be excited to play this again and see like what the block plan maybe looks like, and see what does the orb do to make that like more powerful. Does it give you a Juggernaut? Maybe? Like, that'd be something I can think of for, like, that all of a sudden Juggernaut is like, hey, you know, this is a way you want to go. There also are some multi-hit stuff that works with strength. That's why the overconsumption does give strength. Not all of them do. That was a fun one. I like the setup, and it felt like it was doing things that were like, hey, here's a lot of stuff from, you know, the game that we're looking at. You know, we're got our old cat friend here, Cat Prince. A lot of complexity up front with this showing up. That like eyes glaze over reading that sort of thing, but like a lot of power in here. Being able to make buffers, for instance, is like so much power. Yeah. All right. Good time. We made our normal 2 hours, so went well. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Hope you had a fun time with this one. I know I did. Look forward to doing some more. So yeah, thank you all for joining. If you want to catch more, you always follow. See when you're live. 7 Central is the normal time. But if you follow, you'll get to see when other odds and ends happen. You can sub. You get the cool skulls and slimes. Thank you to Dr. Science, and that was Demo for the subs today. Thank you for Malevent for the gift sub as well. Appreciate all that, but I also just appreciate you being here and having a good time. You know, happy to have you here. So, yeah, thank you all for joining. I think the next... We have some plans for Sunday involving... We'll see where those go. Expect some maybe interesting things happening on Sunday. I don't know what the time is or when that starts or what the plan is, but looking at that. And then Monday is Edge of Eternity's Alchemy. So, we'll be checking out Alchemy for Edge of Eternities. So, anyway, thank you all for joining. Night, everybody.